Now, I wrote a message of the day, and I hope you go every day to BillO'Reilly.com. You don't have to be a member of anything. You just go. There's the message. And the message said, hey, there's a big story about Senator Manchin. But it's not being covered by much media because the story, if it comes to fruition, would hurt President Biden. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So Manchin, the Democratic senator from Virginia, as I wrote in a column on Sunday and a message today, knows he would be defeated if he ran again in 2024 for his Senate seat. That's because West Virginia is now a committed red state, and Manchin voted for a lot of Biden policies, and he also voted to impeach Trump twice. So he would lose. He knows that. He's a moderate Democrat. That is true. He likes to get consensus around issues, and that is a good thing. Okay? But he did enable Joe Biden. And so Republicans in West Virginia, they're not going to cross over and vote for Joe Manchin. So whoever runs on the Republican side in the West Virginia, the mountaineer state, will win. Okay? So Manchin now doesn't want to hang it up. He's 76, last chance. And he says, maybe I'll run on a third-party ticket against both Trump and Biden. He had an interesting conversation with WABC boss John Catsimatidis on Sunday about this. Go.
And Joe Biden has been pulled so far to the left, the extreme left, as far as liberal, makes no sense at all. It's not the person we thought was going to bring the country together. So we're in a heck of a mess here, and we've got to bring people together, and they've got to demand more responsibility for uniting our country. We're the United States, not the divided.
Okay, so that sounds to me like somebody who wants to run on a third-party ticket. It's hard to do that, by the way. Got to get massive petitions in every state, all 50, raise, I'd say 100 million minimum. You got to get the staffs in all the states. You got to get the petitions out there. People got to sign them, get on the ballot, all of that. So it's not, I just want to be third party. It's hard. So if he does succeed in getting on the ballots and he runs, he's going to hurt Biden. Now, the never-Trumpers in the Republican Party, they might vote for Manchin, but that's a very small part of the GOP. 77% of Democrats say they'd like somebody to challenge Biden. And Manchin is a Democrat, really. Can't run on a party ticket because the left would block that. So this is a big story because it could help Donald Trump. Was it covered today on any of the network news programs? Good Morning America, Today's Show, CBS Morning News? Hello out there. No, didn't mention it. No, not big enough. I know they were cooking up stuffing for Thanksgiving on those shows. I mean, total abdication of responsibility. Can you imagine if a credible candidate, somebody who had really a lot of exposure, challenged Trump? The problem with his challengers now is they're not that well known. Even DeSantis in Florida, you know him in Florida, you don't know him in Montana. But if somebody emerged, networks will be all over this. But not they are covering for Joe Biden. They don't want to report this story. I'm way ahead on this story, by the way. It's a 50-50 slot whether Manchin runs. I know that sounds a little weaselly, and I'm not usually like that. But there's upside for him and downside for him. And he's teasing. All right? But I can't say that I believe he'll do it because I don't have that data yet. Okay. The final thing is that when you have massive corporations controlling the information flow, you've got danger. We are an independent news agency, which is why you support BillO'Reilly.com and the No Spin News. We aren't beholden to anybody, all right? But all the others are. Every single one that you watch on television, whether it be cable or network, are beholden to a corporation which tells them what to do. And across the board, with the exception of Fox, one exception, and Fox does not like Trump, okay? Every other corporation running the media favors the Democratic Party. Every one. That is a lot of power. The only thing holding Biden up is that. And that's the memo. Joe Biden is incredibly selfish. In fact, I've been doing a lot of research on the presidents because we're writing a book about the presidents, DeGard and I, which will be out next September, leading up to the vote. I think Biden's the most selfish president this country's ever had. He knows, and his wife, Jill, who really runs it, they both know he's through. They don't think he'll lose, but they know he can't govern. Can't. Yet they hang in for another 4 years. It's Joe's birthday today, and I'll get into that a little bit later on. And I'm not disrespecting Joe Biden. I'm a guy who deals in facts. He cannot run this country. Can't. So he should just, with dignity, resign. You say, look, I have my 4, and I know I'm going to be, 86 if I get reelected, and I just can't do it. But he won't. But I still hold on my prediction. He's not going to be on ticket. But I could be wrong. But I think Joe Biden is embarrassing the United States now. Not since Woodrow Wilson. I'm not going to explain that now. But the last 2 years of Woodrow Wilson's term, he was sick. He couldn't run the country. His wife, Edith, ran the country. Did you know that? 100% Edith Wilson ran the country. Okay. Now, I predicted Joe Biden would have a terrible autumn. It has been a terrible autumn. Just roll my prediction, please. Fall, it's going to be a really sketchy time for President Biden. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to speculate and do all this stuff, but I know it's not going to be good. The summer has not been good for Joe Biden, and the fall is going to be worse. Now, it's not that I'm so brilliant. It's just that I have the facts at my disposal. And it's going to get worse because of Hunter Biden. Now that, Congress is away for Thanksgiving. They get a whole week off. We only get 3 days out of the week. But they'll be back next. And then the Hunter Biden hearings ramp up again, just in time for Christmas. This is not going to end well. All right, a new poll out NBC News, which of all the networks, all 3 networks, NBC is the most liberal. It's hard to believe. It's a pretty close race, but they're the most. So they come out with a poll. I'm going to give you the poll questions in a moment. But the pollster, Jeff Horowitz, okay, he's a Democratic pollster. Here's what he said, quote, Joe Biden is at a uniquely low point in his presidency. And a significant part of this, especially within the Biden coalition, is due to how Americans are viewing his foreign policy actions. This poll is a stunner. It's stunning because of the impact of the Israel-Hamas war is having on Biden, unquote. All right, it's the NBC poll. It's a fair poll. Democrat 40, Republican 39. First question, in general, do you approve or disapprove of Joe Biden's job performance? Approve 40, disapprove 57. Okay, for a liberal poll, that's bad. Second question, please tell me if you approve or disapprove President Biden's handling of the war between Israel and Hamas and Gaza. Approve 34%, disapprove 56. Wow. Next question, please tell me if you approve or disapprove of Joe Biden's handling of foreign policy in general. Approve 33, disapprove 62, another disastrous number. Final question, if the election for president were held today, would you vote for Trump or Biden? Trump 46, Biden 44. That's a statistical tie. Okay, so all the polls say the same thing. NBC is the closest. What was it? Washington Post, ABC, they had Trump up by 8, I believe. Mike Lindell, always looking for ways to solve everyday problems. Have you ever picked up a towel set because it felt really soft in the store, but when you go to use it, it's not very absorbent and doesn't even dry you? That's why MyPillow has developed the MyPillow towels. The 6-piece sets are 100% cotton. It's a combined ring spun cotton that makes the towels softer and more absorbent than ever. These are towels that actually dry you. right now, receive a 6-piece set for only $29.98 with promo code BILL. To receive this amazing offer, $29.98 on the 6-piece set of My Pillow towels, go to mypillow.com, click on Radio Podcast Specials, enter promo code BILL. Or you can call 1-800-869-0298. That's mypillow.com, promo code BILL. All right, Smart Life. Now, this is an important segment for you. So, how do you avoid stress, not only at Thanksgiving, but at Hanukkah and Christmas, right? How do you do that? Well, the Mayo Clinic, perhaps the best medical facility in the world. Well, if you got a problem and you can get into the Mayo Clinic, there's a couple of them around. Cleveland Clinic's good too. Boston is the best medical city. Mayo Clinic puts out 5 suggestions to get stress under control. Number 1, plan ahead. Okay, it's too late now, but I always tell you to do that. Say no, okay? So if people are piling on requests, sometimes you got to go, can't do it, not happening here. 3, spending. You got to have a budget for Christmas gifts, Hanukkah gifts. You got to have that budget. You just put a little, that's why we're in business, to help you meet that budget. Create relaxing surroundings. I like this one. Music, candles, make the environment soft. Nice, soft environment. You got the shrill TV, you got the football games, you got to do that. But, in the dining room, and no TV in the dining room. Make it as nice as you can make it. And finally, share feelings. This is where the Mayo Clinic goes off the rails, okay? Do not, under any circumstances, share any feelings on Thanksgiving or Christmas or Hanukkah. Don't. You can share the turkey, you can share the gifts, the desserts. Keep your feelings to yourself, okay? Nothing good comes from bearing your soul, as a cliche goes, in front of your family and friends. All right, it doesn't. Now, if you want to have a conversation like that, you do it one-on-one in a different setting, not a social setting. Thanksgiving is a fun day. You don't want to be going into Edgar Allan Poe territory. But anyway, I earlier this week reported that the terror dog, Holly, had a serious malady, and we dealt with it here. Now, I did that because Holly's got 3 million Twitter followers, and they love Holly. And we handled it. But then I got letters saying, well, what exactly was the malady? I'm not going to tell you what the malady is. That's personal stuff. I don't do that. All right? My family is my family, and I protect their privacy 100% across the board, in serious situations. So, I don't know what the Mayo Clinic is. I think they're just wrong. If somebody asks you a personal question, you decide whether you want to answer that or not. You are under no obligation to do that. Okay? If it's an important question and there's a reason for it, it's in context, okay. But don't get out there with the, final thing on this. Every day in the celebrity press, which is everywhere now, you get these people like the Kardashians and these people who live their life in the public eye. This is so destructive. It's just terrible. And I feel bad for those people. They don't know any better. Yeah, they get publicity. But is that really what you want? There's a reason it's called private life. Okay, that's my lecture on smart life. Let's go to the media. Now, the Washington Post used to be the gold standard of journalism. Watergate, on and on. Okay, not anymore. We all know that. Washington Post knows it. So they had to issue a correction this week after they inaccurately reported the USA brokered a deal in Gaza to get the hostages out. That didn't happen. The newspaper was totally wrong. The reporter, Karen DeYoung, okay, and the headline was, Israel and Hamas reached tentative U.S. brokered deal. Didn't happen. Made it up. Now, what probably happened was Miss DeYoung was told something and then ran with it. You know, how many anonymous sources are these people going to use? So they were wrong. So they had to retract. The same day they ran that article, it was flat out wrong, they ran a puff piece on Hunter Biden. The same day. Okay, and the Hunter Biden piece was, Hunter Biden's career of benefiting from his father's name, the president's son has had a complex, even tortured relationship with the Biden brand. Matt Visor was the reporter. 5,000 words, which nobody on earth could read. And then it was, the main points were, Hunter Biden has worked hard for years. Very hard-working guy, Hunter Biden is. Yeah, okay. And Hunter Biden, he didn't have anything to do with his dad. Joe Biden wasn't involved at any level with Hunter's business. This is in the Washington Post, okay? Hunter Biden was a victim. He's a victim of Barack Obama's selection of his father as vice president. He's a victim, Hunter. And finally, Burisma was normal. Many Americans go overseas, get paid $800,000 a year to sit on an energy board when they know nothing about energy. All of you who have had that experience, raise your hand now. Please write to me again, bill@BillO'Reilly.com. All of you who have had that offer to go to any country, to get $800,000 a year sitting on a board for something you have no idea, no experience in. This is what the Washington Post puts out. It's what they're writing. You know, Twilight Zone doesn't come close. Rasmussen poll on Muslims. First question, is the USA too involved in the Middle East? Not involved enough, or level of involvement about right? Too involved, 34%. Not involved enough, 23%. Level of involvement just about right, 35%. I don't know. I'd have to think about that answer. I'd have to think about that. Second question, are most American Muslims living in this country treated unfairly? Yes, 29, no, 53, don't know, 18. And I couldn't answer that question. I being a don't know. I know some Muslims, and they seem to have happy lives, but I don't have access to some areas like Michigan, the big Arab population there. Maybe they are being treated fairly. I don't know. All right, money and happiness. So this is from Financial Happiness. It's actually an outfit that contacted the Harris Poll people. How much money will make you happy? A year, a salary. Men, $318,000 will make you happy. Women, only $183,000 women would be happy with. The average American would be happy then, if you do the math, $284,000 a year. So, okay, here's the deal on this. Of course, money doesn't make you happy. And many people, the more money they get, the more stuff they want. I have gone against that, all right? The more money I get, and I never worked for money. I walked away from a massive deal in a lot of places because I wanted to, do other things that I felt were more worthy, and I walked away from a lot of money. Anyway, more money I got, the more money I gave away to charity. We have a foundation named after my parents, as you know, okay? And in my will, when I expire, that foundation will continue. And I have funded that foundation. Okay? So I live comfortably. My car is now 7 years old, and I like the car, so I'm not going to get another one. I like it. All right? But I don't But a lot of people, the more they make, the more they want. You just keep that in mind. And money doesn't make you happy. If you're a miserable person, it doesn't matter how much money you have. To our No Spin News family, if you've been with us for a while, you've surely heard about the remarkable tale of Grip 6. And if you have not, allow us to introduce a story of genuine American craftsmanship. Every Grip 6 belt, wallet, and sock is more than just a product. It's an emblem of our nation's spirit with aluminum drawn from our very soil. This holiday season, move beyond the mundane. Opt for a Grip 6 creation that stands as a testament to time, backed with an unwavering lifetime guarantee. When you choose Grip 6, you're not merely gifting an item, you're passing on a legacy of American resilience and innovation. To make your holidays even brighter, Grip 6 is offering incredible deals, complete with a curated gift pack builder. Make your holiday memories last with gifts that endure for a lifetime. Dive into the Grip 6 narrative at grip6.com/bill. Okay, here's the final thought of the day. As you know, I'm a little riled up about the incredible jump in pricing for food on Long Island where I live. And it is brutal. Now, in my town, there is a luncheonette. We used to call it a luncheonette. Yeah, but now they call it, I don't know, a diner. It's not a diner. It's a little different than that. But it used to be, you go in there for breakfast or whatever. It was always a little pricey because this is an affluent part of Long Island. But now, it's full rack of ribs, $45. Now they give you two sides, $45. I don't know. Anyway, very high, very high. So I'm watching, and I like the folks in there. I mean, and I got the delis are the same problem in this town. Everything's doubled. So I'm watching who's buying this stuff in this luncheonette, all right, restaurant. It's kids. And they all have the debit card. So these stats are a little bit old, but I think they're accurate for today. 40% of American teenagers ages 13 to 17 have a debit card. Okay? 45% of those make a charge on a regular basis. These kids are in there with their debit cards, and they're buying whatever they want to buy. It doesn't matter what the price. They don't even know the price. They're kids. They want a burger, fries. They want an ice cream. They want whatever they want. Mom and dad are paying for it. They're not. They got the debit card. Now I'm going, it's clicking into me. Okay? Because this place is full of urchins. And they're ordering big. They're getting the ribs. They're ordering big. And I'm going, okay. So that's what this is about. There's no spending control on this demographic. If you have a debit card and you're 17 and a high school junior or senior, you're getting whatever you want. Okay, you're not that, well, maybe I should get this or I'll get that or no. And the merchants are taking advantage of that. They don't need old fogies like me in there going, what's this? What do you mean? $14 for a tuna sandwich? Come on. They don't need that. What they want are the kids who go, I want the tuna sandwich. Would you like a lettuce and tomato on that? We'll jack in another couple of bucks. Yo, yeah. How about some fries? That's $7. Yeah, fries. And they give them the debit card. And the kid just goes right out the door, right home. And then mom and dad, there they are. They're paying it. That's what's happening. Now, these urchins are going to have a really, really rude awakening when they get out of there and have to pay their own debit card. Final thought I want to make. My kids had the debit card. They almost have to today, okay? But I'm on the card and I look and see what everything is. So at the end of the month, there's a little chat. And also, my kids have to work. They work. Not in this, my daughter's working in the school year, and she's a really hard worker. My son works in the summer, but he works. This is not some easy job. All right, he goes and he earns very good money out on Eastern Long Island. And then their account is tied into their debit account. Okay? So they have restraints. That's the way I've set it up. So you want to treat all your friends to ice cream sodas. You got 4 friends, you're all buying ice cream sodas. That's going to come out to about $50. All right, with all said and done. So you want to do it, okay, but you're paying for it. And then you know how hard you got to work for the money. That's the way to do this. Now, in the presidential election, I am convinced the main issue will not be abortion or any of this other stuff. We're not going to be Hamas, Israel. It's not going to be Putin, Ukraine. It's going to be the grocery store. It's going to be the local restaurant, because it's shocking in the space of 3 years how much all of that has gone up. If you disagree, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, name and town. If you wish to opine, we thank you very much for watching and listening on our radio stations all across the country to the No Spin News. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.